Hi everyone, this is Tammy from Tammy Colors 2, and today is the final chapter, the last picture, in Time for Cuppa Celebration of Tea coloring book by Jen Racine, this video number 30. And if you have been here with me for my entire journey, or just part of the journey, thank you so much, because it's been fun, and people want me to continue drinking tea and talking about stuff. So I'm going to do that. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but for now, let's get to the tea that we are having today. It is the last one, and after this, I'll have a completed book, which is amazing. Yerba Maté. So, I had never had Yerba Maté before. It is a South American drink. It originated in Paraguay, which like with the what are the name, Guarani people. They're an indigenous people of Paraguay, and then they moved the Tupi. If you've watched any History Channel or National Geographic, I'm sure you've heard of the Tupi. They're a South American. Are they from Brazil? I don't remember, but it's an ancient culture. I'm sure that somewhere, some of us have heard them mentioned before. But anyway, they started drinking. They were the first people to drink yerba mate. And yerba mate is a bush. It's an evergreen bush. And it is related to the holly plant, actually. And I will give you, let's see, here's the actual tea. Now, traditionally, after watching many videos, it is normally drank out of a gourd. Traditionally, they have a hollowed out gourd with a straw, and you, if you watch the videos, there's a number of them out there on how to make traditional yerba mate. And you mound it up, and you pour room temperature water in, and then you let it sit. And then you pour some more water, like hot water, in, but you drink the yerba mate off the bottom. And that's traditionally, it's a lot of people drink it. It's a very popular drink, I have discovered. And especially in South America. Brazil is now the largest producer of yerba mate. It does have caffeine. It is an herbal that does have caffeine. Lower than coffee and tea, both, but it does have caffeine in it. So if you're interested in the amounts, I did find them online. So I did some research, because I had heard that it's an acquired taste to people who didn't grow up in the culture, and it is a tradition. Like, a lot of people drink it kind of like they drink their Starbucks. However, it is a social activity, drinking it. A lot of family members will share one gourd, and they'll take a drink and pass it around, and stuff like that. So it is a very traditional drink. I did some research for newbies drinking yerba mate, and this was the second one on the list. It said that it was sweeter and milder for people who, weren't used to it. It does look a bit like sawdust. I think because mostly it is. It's leaves and bark, all ground up together. So you do get the whole thing. Somebody said something about they put straw in between to dry it out, and that gets ground up too, but I don't know, because I don't know much about the production of it. But it is clearly, there's wood and leaves in there. So, but this one is Playadito. I did order this from Amazon. It wasn't very expensive. You get 500 grams. I mean, apparently it comes in coffee bags. Like, that's how you buy it. Because I think people who drink it a lot, like coffee. So you would buy it that way. Can I describe the flavor of it? And as you can see, it is very dirty. And if you don't like floaty, when you pour it out of your French press, then I would definitely pour it through another strainer. I mean, to get everything out of this, you'd have to put it through cheesecloth, I think, or something very fine. But I mean, it settles at the same time. This one is not bitter. It's not very bitter at all. It has a hint of bitter. It is, I want to say grassy is the closest flavor that I can think of, but it's not grassy. This is a very difficult flavor to describe. It kind of tastes like coffee. It kind of tastes like green tea. But it's a very unique flavor. I didn't sweeten this at all. Some people do put honey or molasses in it. I wanted to try it by itself. I do like it. I mean, will I drink all this bag? Yeah. I might try it with some honey or something in it just to see how that changes the flavor. But I do like this one. It's very mild. I mean, I can recommend it if you want to start out with this, because it's not horribly bitter like some people say it can be. So, but that's Yerba Mate. So I've had a new experience today, you know, and I actually like it. Yeah, I don't like everything, but you know, I'm pretty open. So, I need to find an inspiration for this, and I'm not sure. This is the straw that they drink out of, you know, and this is similar to the gourd. They're hollowed out gourds, or you can, I think they now make wood gourds also, and they're kind of small. So I think what you're drinking is very strong. But a calabash gourd, and there's a specific way that they do it. They mound it up on the side and pour the water on you. It's very important. One of the things that I did get from all the videos I watched is that you put room temperature water on it first and let it sit for a couple of minutes to hydrate the leaves, and then you put your hot water, but it shouldn't be boiling. It should be like 175 degrees. That's like the steeping temperature. And apparently you can brew it cold also. You'd probably just have to let it sit for a long time. I didn't really watch any videos on that. See how it looks like? You can tell it looks like it's related to the holly plant. If you've ever seen a holly bush. Oh, let me see about finding an inspiration. I think it's going to be red and yellow and green. And I'm going to try to make it not look like Christmas. But let me find an inspiration and come back in a second. All right, so I picked out some markers. Bright colors. It's going to have some very bright colors, orange and red and yellow, green, blue, and then we've got some browns and stuff for the tea and the gourd. So we will use these. These are my Cali Art brush markers. So if you want to pause it, if you want to use any of these colors. All right, so let's do, I kind of want to do the tea and the gourd first, because so I picked out a couple colors. All right, so actually I don't need the tea color because you can't see the tea through the gourd. What am I thinking? All right, so we're gonna do a light color. Ooh. Oh, it doesn't matter because this is the end of the book, but grab a sheet anyway. Just so, you know, for the sake of always having a sheet in here. So, last video, I thought I would talk about the continuation of this series. So it seems like people want me to continue to do videos and talk about tea. I certainly have enough different flavors that I could talk about them and do like a, you know, weekly half-hour color and chat. Now the question was around what, you know, I thought originally I would do, you know, just pictures in whatever book I pulled out for that week. But it seemed like maybe people wanted me to do another project book, so I started trying to think of books to do for that. And I suggested some in last week's video. I didn't get a lot of feedback, which is fine. But thanks to a friend that I was discussing it with, I've discussed it with a couple of friends, actually, here and there. Actually, Dory, Coffee Lover _5, she said, well, there's that Creative Haven book that's coming, you know, the new Teresa Goodrich Afternoon Tea book that's coming out. Now, on Amazon, it shows as being out on November 15th, 2023, which is in just a few weeks. But I believe, so you can order it at Dover Publications, like right now, because they always seem to come to Amazon late, you know what I mean? So it's a Teresa Goodrich book, so it'll be really nice. I don't know what all the pictures are going to look like because I haven't got the book. I've only seen example images, but I think it would be fun. There's a lot of possibilities that I could do with that and coloring it, because I do love my Creative Haven books. And I'm not going to use the darker color, I think. Then they have like a silver rim. So I think we're going to do the afternoon tea book. And you can join me, you can color with me in that book. Like I said, I can put in some links. I can put in a link for Dover and a link for the pre-order from Amazon. Now what I'm trying to decide is if I want to take a week break. I did order the book from Dover today, so we'll see when it gets here. It does take them a hot minute to ship. I might be able to find it at Walmart, because they too do tend to get the books way before Amazon does, because you'll be like, you'll see a book at Amazon and it won't have been, it will say that, oh, it's not out yet. Well, no, it is. Am I gonna be, let's see, I've got several different thought processes going on all at the same time right now. So I think, you know, I'll put a picture of the book here, and like I said, a link, and hopefully you all will like that. I mean, if not, I mean, never fear. I forget, there's only so many pages in a book, you know. We can discuss alternate ideas for things. What do we want to do? Do we want to do orange? Yeah, why not? We're going to do something interesting with this flower. So that's that decision. And you never know, I may kind of take weeks where I just do a picture out of a different book, like one of the Diane Dufour, one of the French coloring books, because, you know, those are fun. Trying to decide what to do with that. Well, just see if this works. If not, oh well. And then, of course, the series will have to have another name, because I won't have this coloring book anymore because it'll be done. We're gonna do bluebirds. Let's do bluebirds because it's so cute. So that is my current plan, and like I said, I think it's gonna be like tea. What did I see? I don't know. I don't want to do tea time with Tammy because that's just too much. Tea and coloring with Tammy, or what did I say? I have to go back to my one of my last videos, and I said something that really wasn't bad, unless I'm misremembering. But which is entirely possible. I like that. That's pretty. Let's do some. I was gonna try something different on these leaves. I was gonna start with a really light color this week. We'll just see. And then I've got a darker color, but I can't decide if I want it to go out here, in here. We'll just do what we normally do. Where's my really dark green? Here's my dark green. Okay. Then we're gonna do this. I think we got this. Ta-da! I don't know. Does it really look like it? Who knows? But it's cool. Feather those out a little bit. I've almost decided that I'm not that big on marker blending anymore. I don't know. Sometimes I love what happens, and then other times I just do a crappy job. And I mean, I suppose it's the luck of the draw. I don't know. But sometimes I feel like I lost my touch with the marker blending. So what's everybody up to this week? I mean, the weather is definitely getting more towards the fall end of things. I think I need to put a little green in here, some darky green. Definitely towards the fall end of things. I don't know what these leaves are supposed to look like. Oh, I forgot the berries. Didn't I? Does this one have a berry? This one has a berry. Definitely toward the fall end of things, and people are still mowing grass. I think there is an unspoken thing that says if you're over a certain age, you must mow the grass at least one day a week, right? And I need a little bit of a stem. Will that work? No, I want to do a lighter color. I got one of these lighter colors over here. That works. Ooh, pretty. Now I got all my markers laying out. I have this nice holder, and then I have all my markers laying out on the thing. That's always what happens. Halloween is next week. I gotta check and see when our trick-or-treat is. I was saying on one of my coloring chats, we have our treat bags done. So got some Halloween tags to do this week. Tag videos, I should say. Which is fun. I'm excited to do. I like doing tags. They're fun to do. Because there's the cute and spooky tag that's going around, and the Halloween would you rather that's going around. So I'm trying to get those done. I actually did it. I did the cute and spooky, and then I'm like, wow, this is bad. I mean, I just rambled too much, and I feel like I listen to myself and I feel like I'm not very happy or upbeat or something. Like, who would want to listen to this? You know? So. But obviously somebody does. I know sometimes I'm funnier than others. I wish I could be really funny all the time. But believe it or not, I do not think fast on my feet. Well, I guess I have to, because I'm certainly not good at planning stuff as far as speaking and talking. And what am I even talking about? I don't know. Lots of leaves. Oh, I can't believe this is the last picture. Holy crap. And this will be like my second finished book. Totally finished. Did I finish another one? I'm trying to think if I have any other finished. Oh, yeah, it'll be my third finished book, because I finished a Mystery Mosaics, and I finished a Tabitha Barnett. And now this one will be number 3. Maybe I should number them. While I still, you know, I should put numbers in them. Number 3 finished book. And then put them in order in a box or something like that. Because the idea is to get them off my shelf so that they're not on my shelf anymore. You know, taking up space. Let's do a little bit of this. I can't decide what I want the center to be. Make a rash decision and make it red. It doesn't really matter what color the center is, to be honest, because it's just a mishmash of colors. I'm kind of excited about the prospect of doing a what did I want to say? A Creative Haven book for the series, because, you know, there's a lot of things I've wanted to try, and I keep saying I need to touch my Creative Haven books more. I need to touch a lot of my books more, and I'm working on finding or doing something about that, because I reorganized all my books, because I think I said this before, like I was looking for something, and I realized that I had been putting things back in the wrong places, because, you know, I get lazy and then I don't look to see what shelf it came off of, and I think I know, and when you have this many books, it becomes a problem if you don't put them back in the right place. And so I'm like, fine. And so I went through them and I got rid of some books, but I know that I didn't get rid of as many as I should. But let me know if I'm crazy. So I had this idea that if I could randomly, like, maybe spin the wheel and pick a shelf, and then walk over to that shelf and pick a book, and if I take that book off the shelf and there is honestly not a picture in it that that I want to color, then I should probably get rid of it, or at least think really hard about it. I know that's not always the case, because it would be nice if things were black and white, but it's never black and white like that. Many shades of gray. So, don't we wish that it was that easy? But yeah, I mean, I love my line art journey, and it's totally my line art museum, library. I love my books, but I think when I bought some of them, I either wasn't being honest with myself, or, you know, I've changed. The things that I want to color have changed, and that happens. So, I would see things and I would buy them because I like them, and I have to realize that just because I like it doesn't mean I want to color it. Like, for example, I've started to try to think harder when I see like new releases, and I saw like the new Coloring Book Cafe Christmas Gnomes, and it's very cute. But it's like the way we've had to get with games. I'm like, so would I rather color in this than something else? You know, because I definitely have gnomes books. I definitely have Christmas gnomes books. I just bought the Coco Wild book because it was the Enchanted Gnomes, and it's very cute, and I really like it. And so I said, you know what? I'm not going to get the Christmas gnomes, the new Coloring Book Cafe book, because I love it. You know, it's really cute. I love it, but I don't know if I love it enough to be compelled to color in it more than something else. And so that's kind of how I'm thinking about it. So like I've said, I've only got so much space, and I am not going to move. I'm not going to put up another shelf. I already sort of, when I was going through my books, I did get rid of some things, but, you know, I already had stuff laying on top of shelves, and dumb me, I buy some of the PDFs that I bought. I don't have a lot of PDF books because I stopped getting them because I realized I don't color in them. I don't color them. But the ones, I have printed some of them out because I was printing them out, or at least printing them out as thumbnails. And then that way I would know, and it would be on the shelf. It would be in a physical form, and then I could just, if I wanted to color something, I could print it out. You know what I mean? But I printed out some of the books. I printed out like the whole book, and they're on my shelves, and they're awkward because I have them in envelopes rather than bound in some fashion. So yeah, I'm gonna do orange. Oh yeah, we're gonna do orange. So what I did was I didn't get another shelf. So there's a shelf that sits between my coloring book shelf, the big one, and the window, and it's really a plant stand or a corner shelf. It is a corner shelf, and it has plants on the first 2 levels, and then it had stuffed animals, some of my stuffed animals and things that I've collected over the years, towards the bottom. And I'm like, well, I don't really see these down here on the bottom shelves anyway. So I put my PDF books that I printed out over there, and I just created a new shelf in my bookshelf app. And so, you know, I didn't buy a new shelf. I just created a new shelf for coloring books. And I need to get my stuffed animals out where I can see them anyway. What do I want this to be now? Maybe we'll make it a dark red. Oh yeah. Am I crazy? Maybe. But I was surprised that after all that, I didn't really get rid of very many books. And part of it is me just not being honest with myself, because I know that there's books that I should get rid of, but I haven't gotten myself to that point yet. But we'll get there. Or I'll color in them or something. I mean, I'm not unhappy. I just, you know, I'll get books out and I'm just like, I don't want to color in it. And it's like, well, I keep doing that. Well, then why do I even have it? You know? So there's another part of that design there. I'm going to have to figure that out. Let me see. All right, let's see. I think, what do I want? What color? I can't figure out what these are. Figure out what color that is. And look, I wasn't careful with my markers, and I've got like a couple of spots. So do I have to do these? Oops, I think that's the wrong color. Is that the wrong color? No, yes. That's okay. Not the end of the world. I think, I don't know, we'll see. I think I might color the entire background, but we'll see what it looks like when I get there. You know? Because I'm not quite sure. I've got like this song stuck in my head, of course, which is not helping. Go back over that. Well, I didn't make that transition very good, did I? Who knows what leaves these are that I'm making. Do they look like the original plant? Who knows? I'm just making it up as I go along. That's what I'm doing. It's funny, I put my sweatshirt on because I was chilly, but it's really warm today for the fact that it's October. I mean, it's really nice out. Like, I opened the window. That's how crazy the weather is. What did I use for that? I don't know. Probably this one. Like I said, I'm gonna color in this and this. So then, I may just color this thing and leave these sticking out, because that would be kind of cool. And leave the background white. That's a tough decision. I have all these decisions to make. This is gonna be a cool one. I did not expect this one to come out as pretty as it's looking, although I wish I hadn't been so careless and let my markers bleed there, but always happens to me when I'm not paying attention. I'm trying to think if there's anything interesting that's been happening this week, but I mean, it's really a pretty normal week. Normal. I mean, I'm surprised there's not anymore. I have a marker on my hands now, but last night I was working on some of my miniatures and I was looking at a certain color and it happened to be emerald green, and they're in, because I was using one of these on my coloring book, but they're in these little paint tubes, and they have these nozzles, and the nozzle gets clogged and this just pops off. This you know, is just down in there, so you can pop that part off and you can clean it out. And I did that, and I put some flow improver in it to make it, because paint thickens over time, and we've had a lot of our paints so that, you know, the water dries out and you know, they thicken up, and you just have to add some flow improver, some water, and get them moving again. And so I did that with that one. And I didn't have the lid. I didn't get the nipple, I guess you want to call it, back down in very well, and I was shaking it because I had to shake it. And the interesting thing is this Reaper miniatures, I don't know if you can hear it. Probably not in this one. Let me see. No, you can't really hear it, but because there's too much paint in here. But you know how they put beads in here to mix paint? Well, each thing of Reaper paint, the little balls in here to mix the paint are skulls, miniature skulls, little tiny skulls. It's the cutest thing ever. But anyway, so that was a total weird segue. I just thought that was something cool. If I had some, I have some downstairs, but I don't have any up here that I could show you. I can in a future video, maybe, because I'd have to find them. Because whenever I run out of paint, if it's one of those bottles, then I dig the skulls out and keep them. But anyways, I was shaking the paint, and it's emerald green, and that particular emerald green has like a gold sheen to it. It's kind of pearl. It's not metallic, it's pearlescent, and it's got a gold pearlescence to it. And I had gold green all over my hands last night, and I'm like, I hope it comes off in the shower, which it did. I got lucky. Because rest assured, acrylic paint does come off when you get in the shower. I have dealt with that many times, as I often do, because like right now I'm painting dragon wings and stuff like that, and they're not attached, so they're laying flat, and I have to pick them up. And some people, when they do like parts like that, will drill holes in them and stick pins in them so they can paint them. I'm like, no, I don't think so. I am not going to be doing that. That's too much work, and I find it wholly unnecessary. Apologies if you're one of those people, but for me, you know, I just get my hands messy and I'm fine with it. But that's why a lot of times you'll see paint all over my hands, but you might not be able to tell if it's paint or marker, to be honest. It might just look like marker. I'm trying not to open these right over top of my page, because you know your marker might spit on your page, which it one of them did at the bottom of this one. You just can't see it because it's down at the bottom. I keep saying I'm not going to do marker blending anymore, and then I end up doing it because there are things I like about it. When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it sucks. There we go. Ooh, gonna be pretty. I'm gonna like this one when we're done with it. Okay, I'm gonna go finish the rest of this, and then we'll see what it looks like when I get done. All right, so I'm done. But before I show you, I did think of a name for the series now that this book is done. How about tea and coloring with Tammy Colors Too, or tea and coloring with Tammy, or something like that. You know, I wanted to make sure that there's both things in there. So I might I'll see if I can find the book that I want to work on. If not, it'll be here. And I don't know if I'll have it I should have it next week sometime, in time to do this video. Maybe a little later in the week, but I don't have a set day that I release these videos. I try to do it Wednesday, but you know, life being life, it doesn't always work out. So I'll do that, and if I'm not prepared or I don't have it for some reason, then I'll just either skip a week or do a picture from another book. So, or we could call it Afternoon Tea, and just, you know, I didn't think about that. The new book is called Afternoon Tea, and so we could do Afternoon Tea and coloring, or coloring Afternoon Tea. And just change the series with every book, project book that I do, and just add tea in there somehow. So maybe we'll do that. All right. So anyway, here's the picture. I'm sorry I'm keeping you too long. This is what I finished. So now my book is completed. Yay! I'm so happy. I'll have to do a completed book flip and keep this as a color scheme book, because I really do love a lot of the color schemes I came up with. But oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to number it. This will be number 3, like I said. So I am gonna go back and find my other 2, and I'm gonna number them. And then, I don't know, I need a log or something. One of my little books, write down which books I've completed. Oh my gosh, it's very exciting. Anyway, thank you for watching and for being on this whole Time for a Cuppa experience with me. And I ordered a microphone so that hopefully my videos will get better. So we'll see. Hopefully it works. I'm always trying to improve things. But yeah, I hope y'all have a great day and a great week. And thank you for sharing your time with me. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.